Hello, my name is Emily McCurry and I'm going to be talking about listening. More importantly, how to listen and how truly listening will come in handy when raising children. When we think of communicating with our children, we rarely think about how we listen. We mainly focus on what we are saying and not really listening to what their responses are. Well, most people don't really think of listening as a communication process, but it is the most essential and vital part. In this presentation, you will learn the styles of listening, barriers that hinder listening, and key tips on how to improve your listening skills. All of these topics tie in an excellent way to effectively communicate with your child. Hearing and listening are two completely different things. According to Webster's Dictionary, hearing can be defined as the psychological act of perceiving sound. And listening is to give attention with the ear, to pay attention. Learning how to effectively listen establishes a true bond of trust. According to the article, Learning How to Listen to Your Children, kids who grow up knowing that their parents are actually hearing them out, without judging them, without yelling at them first, will grow up knowing that their parents respect them. Effectively listening to your child is so important, especially with the direction the world is going. Murder rates are at an all-time high, teen pregnancy a skyrocketing problem, and not to mention all the addiction and drug problems we are having in the country. You know what all this has in common? Parents are not effectively listening to their children, not only the verbal messages, but the nonverbal cues also. Parents every day have an abundance of problems and stress placed upon them. Trust me, I know the feeling, but if we can just take out of the time to listen, we could create new parenting opportunities that will create a stronger bond with our children. Did you know that there were different styles of listening? Well, I know I sure didn't until I did a little research. According to authors of Communication, Principles of a Lifetime, there are 4 different styles of listening. First are the people-oriented listeners. These people tend to focus to people's emotions. This is verbally and non-verbally, and they are usually sympathetic to the speaker. Second is the action-oriented listeners. They are like information to be well organized, brief, and free from error. These people want to do something with the information they hear. This listening style also makes people who have this style second guess the information they hear. Third are the content-oriented listeners. These people prefer to listen to messages with complex information that are less patient with listening to stories. Fourth and final are the time-oriented listeners. And these listeners like short, brief listeners. These people are usually very busy and more sensitive to the length of message. It is important to know that what style you have and also what styles your children have so you can adapt your message to suit their listening style. This could also make your message more successfully heard. Also, you have multiple listening styles. According to Kitty Watson and Larry Barker, 40% of listeners have one primary style, another 40 have more than one style they use, and the other 20 have no style preference. These people with no preference usually do not like to listen for many reasons, like being shy or they don't like to be around other people. We all probably heard our children say, "You're not even listening to me," which is probably true. You may have something else going on, or you fail to properly listen to what they are trying to say. This is a listening barrier. There are many barriers that can affect your listening. Noise could be one. According to Communication, Principles of a Lifetime, noise comes in 3 forms: physical, psychological, and physiological. Second would be visual. It can be tough to concentrate when there is a lot of activity or other visual distractions in the area. Third is stress. The stresses in someone's life can make it difficult to concentrate. Stress can be for many reasons, such as family issues, work problems, financial concerns, illness, or self or family problems. As reported by Family Parenting magazine, these key tips will help you improve your listening skills. Listen first, always listen, and use active listening. Listen first means to listen to the whole story first before reacting. Always listen. This means to be always aware of listening opportunities. These opportunities can and will arise in the most hectic times. Be sure to listen. And lastly, use active listening. Do not let distractions get in the way and listen wholeheartedly all the time. Other advice from the article, Learning How to Listen to Your Children. Repeat what your child is saying. This shows them that you are absolutely listening. It will also give you time to gather your thoughts to say the right thing. The most important 2 words you can say is, I understand. And also, do not interrupt. Let your children finish what they are trying to say. Equally, if you are talking, don't let your child interrupt. Simply say, it's my turn to talk now. Please let me finish. And the last tip, respond calmly. Speak in a low, calm voice. This tells your child that you are being serious, but without being upset. In close, listening comes in handy when raising children. The better communication you have with them, the more respectable they will be. In the communication process, listening is the most essential and vital part. Also, knowing what listening styles you and your child occupy will help you adapt to their preference, and that will in turn make your message easier understood. I hope these tips will help you can make it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I hope these tips will make this helpful and maybe you can listen to your children easier. Thank you for your time.